Miami. Sun, beaches, luxury living, but what does it really cost to live in Miami in 2025? Before you list your house, let me break down the true cost of living, housing, food, entertainment, and more. And you'll be surprised by some of these numbers. And stick around for number 4 because I'm going to mention something that I haven't seen anyone else talking about. And if you're ready to explore your options, book a consultation using the link in the description, and let's get started. I'm Hugo, a Miami native and real estate expert. I've helped countless people navigate Miami's unique housing market and lifestyle costs. And today I'm going to give you an insider's look on what it really costs to live in Miami beyond just the sunshine, nightlife, and the salsa music. So much salsa music. So let's start off with the biggest expense right out of the gate, and that's going to be housing. One-bedroom apartment in Brickell averages $2,800 per month, while a luxury high-rise two-bedroom unit in a doorman building can easily cost you $6,000 or more per month. Single-family homes in Coconut Grove or Coral Gables are going to be upwards of $1.5 million. But if you're looking for something more budget-friendly, my suggestion would be to consider places like Westchester and Kendall, more aligned with Miami's median home price of $655,000. For property taxes, you can estimate about 2% of the purchase price of the property. And homeowners insurance is mandatory on mortgaged properties, so if you own it cash, homeowners insurance is usually an option, and you can expect to pay between $3,000 to $6,000 per year for single-family homes, and a little more in the coastal areas. Utilities and internet. Miami can range between $150 to $300 per month, depending on your home size for electricity, which can be more if you have a larger footprint or you have a pool, several air conditioners. This can most definitely affect your monthly expenditures, especially in the summer months where it's incredibly hot and the AC just does not stop. It can obviously be much higher if you have a larger floor plan home or perhaps a few teenage daughters. That can also drive the costs up considerably. High-speed internet plans from Xfinity or AT&T, which are the larger providers here, typically run between $60 to $120 per month. On city water in Miami, the cost is actually quite affordable compared to some of the other communities nearby. In condominiums, they usually include it, but if you do have to pay for it separately or you're in a rental building that does charge because they don't always include it, you can expect to pay between $20 to $60 per month in those. But on a single family home, we're billed quarterly, so somewhere between $200 to $300 per quarter, so every 3 months, depending of course on how many teenage daughters you have and the consumption that you use. But there are some ways to lower that if you have a nice landscape by adding a well. Those sorts of things can help to limit your expense there. And again, on the larger floor plans with pools, you can expect to be $300 a quarter and much more, of course. So keep an eye on your toilet stoppers. If you hear a runny toilet, fix it immediately. You don't want to get slapped with a $600 bill. Believe me, I know. Groceries here are pricey, especially if you shop at premium stores like Whole Foods. On average, the groceries here tend to be about 5 to 7% over the national average, and that puts you at between $800 to $1,200 per month for a family of 4. Now, if you're dining out casually, that means $15 to $25 per person, while fine dining can easily range in the $100 or more per person range, especially if you start to take into account drinks or you order a bottle of wine. It's not difficult to spend $80 to $100 for 2 people ordering some food from Uber Eats, including fees and tips. Miami isn't known for its public transit. A Metro Rail pass is $112 per month, and parking in Brickell or downtown can exceed $200 per month. Gas prices hover anywhere between $3 to $4.50 per gallon, and a car is essential if you really want to avoid Miami's infamous traffic. And this is also where it might be important to look over your finances, because it may make sense to live a little bit closer to where you're going to be spending the majority of your time, especially if you can find a way to factor in not paying for a car or parking. Tolls. This is something I never hear anybody talk about, and this is a very real thing. Miami tolls are everywhere, as soon as you get on the highway, and several throughout. And it's important that you budget for them. If you drive often, like myself, I expect to pay between $150 to $300 per month on tolls. Growing up here, we only had just a few. I remember throwing a quarter in them. But over the last few years, the city has gone absolutely insane adding toll plazas, and I feel like you can't go more than a couple of highway stops before getting hit with another toll. So something to definitely be aware of, especially if you know you spend a lot of time driving. Healthcare costs. So these really kind of vary by coverage, of course, depending on your employer, but premiums for a family of 4 can range from about $1,200 to $1,800 per month. And as I mentioned, this can really be affected by your employer, and the costs can be much, much lower. Miami has top-rated hospitals like Baptist Health, the Miami Cancer Institute, Jackson Memorial, the Sylvester Cancer Center, University of Miami, Mercy Hospital, and this is just off the top of my head. World-class medicine, so you know that you're in good hands here. So this section is about entertainment and lifestyle, and this is where it can really get expensive. Entertainment is where Miami shines and spends. A night out in South Beach can easily cost you $200 per person or more. Between drinks, dining, and events, a Saturday night at a premium nightclub with table service and a headliner can easily cost you between $5,000 to $20,000 or more. That's for a table with 4 people in it. So be warned. And don't forget to add on the automatic 20% gratuity. Concerts, sporting events, and even yacht rentals can push the cost much, much higher. But if you prefer free fun, Miami's beaches, art walks, and festivals are always a great option. Miscellaneous expenses. These also can start to add up quickly depending on what you value. You can expect premium pricing for services like gyms, salons, and pet care. An Equinox or Anatomy gym membership runs about $200 or more a month per person. Pet daycare can reach $500 per month, and my barber charges $100 for a haircut, not including the tip. If you're curious on how these costs balance out with Miami's lifestyle, watch my video on the pros and cons of living in Miami to see if the city's perks outweigh the price tag. Living in Miami isn't just about numbers. It's about lifestyle and opportunity. If you're ready to make your move, book a consultation with me using the link in the description below. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell, because next week I'm breaking down where to live in Miami in 2025. Every neighborhood that you absolutely need to know, from Coconut Grove's laid-back charm to Brickell's urban energy. You're not going to want to miss it.